All right, hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I have my Genshin Impact version 4.1 game plan. So most of this is going to be the Kanban board, and here it is. And I've went ahead and took my webcam off for this because I got some feedback that it covers up too much of the board and makes it a little bit distracting. But hopefully this will work better. But before we begin, I thought I would mention some of my overall thoughts for 4.0. I am very excited for 4.0. I think that 4.0 set a very high bar for the rest of version 4 to go over, and so we won't be. I won't be talking a lot about the new characters. That will be part of my banner analysis videos, which will come out. One of them will come out tomorrow, and and so forth. Anyway, we're going to start off with. We're going to look at the Kanban board. Although I will say, if you're watching me on Twitch, expect that I'm going to be doing the Archon Quest acts sooner rather than later. So if you want to see me do those live, make sure you're watching me on Thursday and Friday of this week. If you're watching this much later than that, they'll probably still be in my vlog somewhere. Anyway, onto the Kanban board. Now, some of you don't know what a Kanban board is, so I'll try to explain it a little bit. The idea of the Kanban board in Genshin Impact came about back in version 2 somewhere, when I realized that I had a lot of characters built to level 70 and only a few characters built to level 90. And the only characters I ever wanted to take into the Spiral Abyss, of course, were the level 90 characters. So what I did was I kind of built a Kanban board to try to keep myself from getting something done halfway and then not seeing it all the way through to complete. So normally a Kanban board would have the work in progress limits set in the columns. For this, I actually have it set in the rows, which sometimes are called swim lanes. Looking at the different swim lanes, and we'll kind of go through them one at a time, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking about doing for 4.1. So with character levels, you can see that I completed Eula and Lynette. I believe when I was doing my build plan, I had kind of committed to Eula, and I had Lynette as kind of an option to do secondly if I thought I needed her for exploration. And even though I did complete Lynette, I'm not sure if she's absolutely necessary, but she is useful in some situations. Mostly because she has the different half of the hydro element compared to the Traveler, who I have also completely leveled up. You'll see the talents later. But yes, those two I completed in 4.0. You'll see that the swim lane is scheduled to be idle in 4.1. That is because as of right now, I'm not expecting to build anyone. Whether or not I pull someone in 4.1 might be a different issue, or might be a different subject. But if I was to take a look at the other characters that I currently have that I might want to build, thinking Eizo and Kujo Sara might be kind of close to the top of my list. Toma is actually pretty close to the top of the list as well. But I'm not planning to build anyone in 4.1. And that's probably gonna stay like that. So, and again, if you see you can see that my whip limit for character levels is 2. That means that I can normally just do 2 characters from level 20 all the way to level 90 in one version of Genshin Impact. If I do more, that means that means I'm going to do less in the swim lane. If I do fewer, which I'm going to do in this one, then that opens up the capability to do more elsewhere. And that's what we're going to talk about next as far as the weapons. You can see that I have a lot of weapons on my board. I completed the end of the line, which is the fishing weapon from Samir. I kept putting that off and putting that off. Finally, I decided, you know what, let's just get it done, because if I ever feel like I want to use it, I'm I'm going to keep forgetting I have it. So you can see in the ready to start lane, which are the weapons that I plan to do in version 4.1. You can see that it is the 5 free to play weapons that you get from the blacksmith. Plus, we have the weapon that you get from the fishing society. I forget what it's called, but you know what I mean. So we got that one too. Um, Over in the backlog, you can see that there are 2 weapons. They're currently blocked right now. One of them is Ballad of the Boundless Blue. That is going to be the weapon that we get from the flagship event. Obviously, I can't build it if I don't have it. And then we also have the Wolf Fang, which is the new uh, Battle Pass sword. I feel like I'm probably going to end up needing it sooner rather than later. So I decided to put that up there. If I don't, I know I'll get to Battle of the Boundless Blue in 4.1, because we'll get a discount on being able to build that during the event. But if I don't get to Wolf Fang until 4.2, that's not the end of the world. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to go through and make sure I've gotten the free to play weapons done, plus the fishing weapon. Now, the weapons that are on hold are the ones I started previously and just never got around to finishing. I don't suspect that I'm going to focus on any of those. The only reason I might focus on any of them is if they happen to share the same domain as the Ballad of the Boundless Blue. And even then, it would have to be one of the ones that are a lot further along than some of these are just level 20, some of them are level 70, so it just depends. But for the most part, normally I can get 3 weapons done per version. So right now I'm thinking about 6, maybe 7. So that's already asking for quite a bit, particularly even with the character level queue idle. Um, the biggest thing about doing a lot of weapons is that you'll end up expending a lot of your weapons experience ore. So if you're not also doing a lot of grinding for the crystal ore and regularly uh, having the blacksmith turn them into weapons experience ore, then this is not going to be even remotely possible. But I do have a whole lot of it in the reserve, so I shouldn't be blocked waiting for ore to come. So okay, so now we have the talents. And you can see I got a ton of talents done in 4.0. A lot of it is hydrolumine, going all the way to triple crown status. I also notched some of the other things. You can see that I backfilled the ready to start with some talents that I think I'd like to be able to do. For the most part, I tried to keep them balanced in terms of having not a whole lot of them on one particular schedule. The way I remind myself when I can do what is, you can see that Chi Chi has a M and a T before her talent. So that means that's just a reminder to me. She requires prosperity books, and those are only available on Monday and Thursday. The same thing with like Kazuha is Tuesday and Friday. Singsho is Wednesday and Saturday. Now you may notice that I don't indicate which ones are available on Sunday. That's because I count on myself to remember that they are all available on Sunday. Hopefully, when I go and start grinding them on Sunday, and when I do, I'll remember to grind the right ones. grinding the wrong books does happen sometimes. It is very annoying when it happens. So I did try to balance things out. It's maybe a little bit light on Wednesday and Saturdays, but yeah, the as far as pulling the weapons and the talent levels into the working queue, my rule is that I can have three total, either three weapons, three talents, or some mixture of the two. But as you might have guessed, I also require myself to only bring in one per schedule. So if I have the fishing weapon in the working queue, and I can't also have Chi Chi's talents or Kuching's talents in the in work queue at the same time, since that's the same. So so any three can be three weapons, can be three talents, can be any combination of the two, um, but none of the same schedules. But yeah, that's and everything is roughly balanced. It's not quite exact. And then I also kind of moved some of them straight to done because, for example, I found out that I had enough books to do Chi Chi's skill, so I just marked that off as complete right away so I could pull in more. So then we've got the artifact sets. I did Eula's Pale Flame and Hydrolumine's Heart of Depth kind of right off the bat. With Lynette, I kind of struggled with Viridescent Venerer. I don't have exactly the artifact set that I wanted. I was hoping that I could get an ER Sands, but I ended up with an attack Sands. But yeah, yes, I ended up with an ER Sands and a decent amount of ER. I was going to run also the an ER weapon, probably the fishing weapon, or if I could find something else, I was going to go ahead and do that. But in the end, I was just not getting the crit rate that I wanted from the artifacts. I know that's kind of a typical thing um, to come across. So that's part of why I'm getting the Wolf Fang from the Battle Pass. The Wolf Fang will be her weapon going forward. It's kind of more of an offensive weapon than what she really needs, but it's going to give her the right amount of crit rate. And her, even though her ER is going to be slightly low, it's still going to be. At least I think so. Suppose that's what it matters. You may notice that there are no artifacts I'm planning to build in 4.1. Part of that's because I'm not building any characters. Um, but 4.2, all going to be different because I'm either going to have characters that I've pulled and are ready to build, or I'm going to have characters that I'm going to be looking to pull and build right away. Anyway, that's all for me for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and consider subscribing to this channel and or following me on Twitch. I stream on Twitch Genshin Impact twice a week. And leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about this video. And I will see you